Hello, this is RICKY, the Android Guy. Today I'm going to be going over the review for the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 7.0, of course. So today's review, I'm just going to be going over everything and my overall feel of the new tablet that just came out. So let's start going over it. First of all, I'm going to be going over design, feel, and features. So as far as the design, it's fairly similar to the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus with some slight differences. One, it's actually a little bit, I would say, nicer to hold just because the curve on both sides, which was missing on the 7.0 Plus, really makes it really nice to hold. So definitely some nice parts about it. Other than that, the texture is really nice. Definitely you can hold it for a long time without it feeling bad. I actually say I like it holding it better than the previous model, so that's something to note, which I thought, this would be a little bit cheaper. It definitely does have a different feel, but it's actually easier to hold for a long period of time, so definitely like it. On the top right here, you have the power, volume, and IR blaster to use as a universal remote control. On the bottom right here, you do have the proprietary connection, which again, I would just want to reiterate, you can use to attach like a USB adapter, HDMI connection, and for the USB adapter you can connect whatever you want, just like you would a computer to it. You connect external storage devices, you connect flash drives, cameras, camcorders, whatever you want to it. On the left and right, we have stereo speakers, although it kind of defeats the purpose for it being stereo, since it's when you're watching a movie, it's like this. Again, 7-inch tablets. Right here is where these speakers should be. To every designer out there, tablets for 7 inches, speakers should be left and right here. Nowhere else, just left and right here. That's all it takes. But on this side, all we have is the micro SD card slot. And now let's turn it on. So first thing, the screen resolution is definitely not as sharp as the predecessor, the 7.0 Plus. However, because it does use Roboto font, it's actually still pretty sharp overall. Really nice and crisp, just because it does have Android 4.0 on it, so the Roboto font is pretty nice and crisp. So definitely just because of the font, it kind of wins in that battle. Built-in apps. Built-in apps from Samsung come right here. And you have things like the hubs, which there are 4. There is the Reader Hub, the Music Hub, Game Hub, Media Hub, as well as Samsung's own apps. Chat On, which is kind of an instant messenger video chat that goes on computers, onto all Android mobile devices and iOS devices. It's basically their ecosystem's version of a messenger service. And All Share, which allows you to wirelessly connect your tablet to a smart TV. So let's go over a couple of them. First of all, on Reader Hub, it's actually really nice, just very nice eye candy. But what you wouldn't realize is it's actually 3 different apps. But just because it has a really nice eye candy of the newspapers, books, and magazines, these are 3 different apps, but it just does a really nice job of visualizing each of the different ones. So I really approve Samsung for the nice eye candy on that one. For Music Hub, this uses 7Z, I believe it's 7Z it was called, but it's just a store for music that is supplied by another company, but Samsung uses them and promotes them. So it's pretty nice just for that purpose, and Wi-Fi is a little slow, so it's just taking a while, but that's that. Coming up next, we have Game Hub, which is again just a company, which this one is, let me just zoom in so you can see. That's the name of the company right there. Mobage, I guess that would be the correct way to pronounce it. And they're just doing social games. They still have, I guess, premium games coming soon. And finally at the bottom are just going to be other games from other companies on the premium side, like Glue, which just makes the games, and Gameloft and EA. So really what it looks like, again, that it's just promoting it, and it's just a simpler interface than your general Play Store. So that's all that Samsung's doing, is just making it easier. So very simplistic. And next is Media Hub, which is Samsung's version of a video store. So one last time, just to reiterate, for the Media Hub, what's really nice about it is if you have a Samsung Smart TV, you can actually buy or rent movies here, watch them on the go, and then you can actually finish the movie right from your TV. So, which is really nice, just because it all syncs together. So if you have a Samsung tablet, phone, and TV, literally when you buy it on one device, you have it on all three devices. So it's really nice just to be able to have that, whether you rent or buy. It's really nice, and you have movies, TV shows, so feel free to watch them, and they're generally released on the day that it comes out, so it's pretty nice overall, including TV shows. So pretty nice ecosystem that Samsung's starting to build, and it's definitely coming along. Now, other than that, those are the main built-in apps that it has. Some other quick ones are things like a photo editor, which is pretty good for just basic photo editing, a file manager, as well as a video maker. So these are some nice apps. Oh, and of course, two other ones just to go quickly. Memo, as well as the Peel, which is your universal remote control app. Now, as you can see, it moves pretty fluidly. This is with almost all the storage taken up as well. I've not put in a micro SD card in the SD card slot yet. So it's just it's running pretty smooth even after loading it almost to really its full capacity. I only have about 1 gig of free storage. It's still running pretty nice. So definitely one thing to note, 4.0 is definitely lighter than previous versions of Android. So if you haven't used 4.0 yet, one thing you'll notice is it's a lot faster. In terms of web browsing, you have two main web browsers you can get, which is the regular internet browser and Chrome browser. I also use Dolphin at times, but just going on the regular web browsing, it's pretty nice, pretty quick as well, and it has some nice features, so we'll just go over them. You can quickly move through the tabs very easily. You also have a settings portion right here. So on the settings portion, you can do things like desktop view, print if you have a printing app with it, as well as go to settings. Some nice things here besides the average, which some things I particularly liked was accessibility, the ability to invert, which is really nice, just so you can see what it kind of looks like. All the websites are black and then have white text, so you can actually see this directly in sunlight, which is really nice. Very nice feature if you plan on using this tablet outside. It's just a really nice feature that it has built in. So I definitely recommend using that if you want to be outside in sunlight. And the other thing is auto-fit pages, which is really nice because it'll make it auto-fit your tablet. So definitely two settings I recommend on the stock browser. It definitely improved the web browsing experience. Oh, just so you can actually go back. Sorry, just so you can actually see a couple websites. Once it has the auto-fit, again, once it's zoomed all the way out, it just auto-fits the page. So it's really nice for that purpose, but even if I zoom in, the text is pretty sharp, pretty crisp. And for not being the most impressive in the pixel realm, it's actually still pretty sharp, so no trouble reading anything at all. And fairly fluid. In terms of music player, you have two ones that I tend to recommend, which is the stock music player that comes with it, which is pretty nice. Samsung always does a really good job with the stock music player. If you click on it, as you can see, one thing, the speakers are very loud. So I'm just going to tone that down a little bit. Once I play it though, it's pretty nice. You have the ability to change the equalizer right here. So you can change it however you want. As well as you can make a song a favorite, shuffle, you know, basic things like that. As well as one thing I personally like, it goes right to DLNA. So You can send it immediately to your smart TV if you have one, so mine will pop up right then and there. So I can play the song from my tablet, which is just really nice to have that ability right then and there. So a very loud music player. The other one, of course, is Google Music, which is really nice in landscape, but Google still really needs to work on the portrait. Portrait never looks nice on here. However, as soon as you put it to landscape, then you get the really nice eye candy. So definitely really nice overall, and the sound quality is, of course, just really good. No complaints for music ever on sound. Where the complaint comes in through sound is generally when watching movies. So let's take a look at that. Go to gallery. Now this is a 720p video that I downloaded using TubeMate. If you haven't used TubeMate, I suggest you download it. It's really great. And I do have a video on how to do that. So in terms of, again, sound quality, very loud. Again, you have an equalizer right on here, so you can actually do it for movie, normal, voice, or 5.1 if you have it connected. Again, you have a dongle right here to just automatically send it to your TV. So if you have a smart TV, it just connects it right away. And as you can see, it's a Samsung, so really great screen quality and definitely stands out. So really great for watching movies, with the exception of course of the speakers being only on the right side. It's just disappointing, but the sound is very loud and clear, so I really like it for that purpose. Now, going over one more part, of course, is the camera. Camera is not too impressive. Oh, that looks funny. The camera is really not that impressive. Overall sharpness isn't bad actually when you have light. However, when you don't have light, it just definitely is noticeable that it's not sharp. It's a 3 megapixel camera on the back. On the front it's VGA, so VGA is not going to look good for anything except for video chatting. One thing I do recommend though, as I did with this one, is put on the backlight, which backlight is a scenic setting you can set. So when you go to your camera, as I'll do right now for you guys to show you, you go to scenic mode, which if you hold this settings down, you can actually change how this is laid out. So I can just change it right there and then. And now I can go to scenic mode, go all the way down, and on the very bottom is backlight. This will give for a much better shot. So when you do take a photo, definitely use that scenic mode. Now on Android 4.0 with TouchWiz, I did do a separate video on that just because there's a lot of little tweaks that Samsung did to the tablet. So definitely recommend watching that before your final assessment. But here's the thing. The Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 7.0, I know it's a mouthful, is $249, making it really the best tablet for the price out there. There is no lag really on this tablet, even when being full and only having 1 gig of storage. It's pretty impressive. And for what you get full Android, not like, you know, the Kindle Fire where you're very limited, and you get a much better screen, much more apps, and there's no real downside to it at this time. In terms of battery life, it's about 7 hours, whereas the other one was about 8 hours on the Plus. So it is a bit of a downgrade from the 7-inch Plus model that was out. But for what you're getting, I mean, for $249, you really can't beat it. It's definitely my top recommendation for the 7-inch tablet now. It's just really great for the price, and definitely take a look at it. You won't be disappointed. So if you guys have any further questions on it, definitely feel free to ask, and I'll answer as soon as I get a chance. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.